Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new video. This is the presentation for week 2. We're going to cover numerical summaries. This is module 4. Today, we will talk about the measures of central tendency. Our learning objectives are to determine the arithmetic mean of a variable from raw data, to determine the median of a variable from raw data, explain what it means for a statistic to be resistant, determine the mode of a variable from raw data. First, we're going to talk about the arithmetic mean. The arithmetic mean of a variable is computed by adding all the values of the variable in the data set and dividing by the number of observations. We have the population mean and we have the sample mean. For the population mean, we use mu, and it is pronounced mu, and it is computed using all the individuals in a population. The population mean is a parameter, as we learned before. The sample mean denoted x, and there's a bar on top of it. We pronounce it x bar, is computed using sample data. The sample mean is a statistic, as we learned before. To calculate the population mean, we add all of the observations. If we have n observations in our population, x1, x2, up to n, then we calculate the population mean, mu, using the formula below. We add all of the observations up and divide that by the number of observations. And to calculate the sample mean, we're going to use the same approach. So if we have n observations in our sample, then x bar is going to be equal to adding all of the observation in our sample and divide that by the number of observations. Here's an example to explain the difference between the sample mean and the population mean. The following data represents the travel times in minutes to work for all 7 employees of a startup web development company, and data is here. First, we need to compute the population mean of this dataset. Next, we will take a simple random sample of 3 employees and compute the sample mean, and then obtain another sample of size 3 and do the same, which is computing the sample mean one more time. So to compute the population mean, we add all of our observations, all 7 of them, and divide them by 7. The answer is 24.9. To obtain a random sample of 3, we use a software. Use your favorite software. If you're using the calculator, then this is the function that you're going to use. I will show you how to do that on Excel. First, we need to label our observations from 1 to 7, and then we use this function, random integer between 1 and 7, to obtain the labels of the observations. So in this case, they're choosing the 5th observation, the 2nd observation, and the 6th. So the 5th is 5, 2nd is 36, and the 6th is 26. The sample mean from the first simple random sample is 22.3. In the same manner, you calculate the second one using the numbers that come up from your function. It is going to vary from one person to another since those are random numbers. I transferred my observations into the spreadsheet. Those are the observations I have, and I labeled them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could have used this ready labeling, but I wanted to show you that I'm actually labeling them. I want first to calculate the population mean. To do that using Excel, you type equals and then use the average function and then highlight the range of the average and then click enter. Now, to round this number, you go to this section which says numbers and click on this icon until you reach the desired number. For my case, I just wanted 1 decimal number, so that is how I got that. Now I'm going to obtain a simple random sample. So I go here and type rand between, click the function, and I want it to be between 1 and 7 since my labels are between 1 and 7. Click enter. So it tells me to take the first label and the 6th observation, and it tells me to take the 3rd observation. Now to generate another sample, I'm going to use this again. So I'm going to keep going. The 5th observation, the 3rd observation again, and the 5th observation. Now, I'm going to put the corresponding observations here. So the first observation is 23. The sixth observation is 26. The third observation is 23. The fifth observation is 5. The third observation is 23. And the fifth observation is 5. Now, to calculate the sample 1 mean, I'm going to use the average function again, and I'm going to use only the first 3 random observations that I obtained and click enter. To calculate the second one, I'm going to use the average function again, and then highlight the range of that data and click enter. So I calculated the sample 1 mean and the sample 2 mean. And that is how you use Excel to calculate the sample mean and the population mean.